In this installment, we're going to be going over the Week 8 early slate. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our Week 8 early slate. We're going to be going over the 1 o'clock games. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsThatShit'sD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 8.55 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader audience. All right. Now, for the Patreon here, if you guys tuned into that last video, we were on the Vikings. All right. We were on the very, very public Vikings. All right. But I should have been on. Come on. I should have been on Underdog. That's okay. We will bounce back from that. The other main play for that Thursday was the Minnesota Timberwolves. That was a full cash. That was one of my top plays of the day. Vikings, Timberwolves. It was a Minnesota day. And one of the touchdowns that we did had a great value was DeMarcus Robinson. I wish I would have posted him for 2, but definitely I thought he would get 1. I posted that in the Patreon as well. So still winning plays on that particular day as well, despite the fact the Vikings did not come through. Remember, if you want to sign up, that description is down below. All right, you click on that link, you get connected, you're getting access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. First up on Sunday, we got an in-division matchup. AFC East, New England Patriots 1-6, New York Jets 2-5. This is the bottom half of the AFC East battling it out. Looking at the current odds, Jets are huge road favorites, minus 350 on the money line with a comeback of the Patriots at a plus 275. Point spread set at 7. Total points set at 41. All right, public bet percentage here, 91% of the bets, 92% of the money, all over the Jets here. Point spread, 76% of the bets, 89% of the money towards the Jets to cover. And for the total points, we have 79% of the bets, 80% of the money towards the over 41. All right, looking at the injury report here between these two teams, we got some significant outs here for the Jets. No Tony Adams, strong safety and free safety are going to be out. Tony Adams out, Ashton Davis out with a concussion. Leke Futu, D lineman, he's going to be out. Alan Lazard is going to be out. Elijah Vera Tucker, Pro Bowl guard, tackle. He does everything. He's going to be out as well. So some major hits here for the Jets, and this is a must-win game here for the New York Jets as well. Some positive notes here. Michael Carter is going to play. So despite the fact their safeties are hurt, the corners are back. All right, because they were without DJ Reed last week, and he's going to be back on the opposite side of Sauce Gardner. So they got their 1-2 punch there for the New York Jets at the corners. And that's going to bode well for them because the Patriots are dealing with a little bit of wide receiver issue, okay? Their rookie wide receiver, Jalen Polk, he's going to be out. Layden Robinson, guard, he's going to be out. And the Patriots' offensive line has been really decimated this whole entire season. In and out of the injury report here with Sidi Sal and Vidarian Lowe, all those guys. So that offensive line is the biggest issue here for the New England Patriots. And as you can see, Vidarian Lowe is questionable. Jalen Polk is out, and Layden Robinson is out. All right, so guard, he's going to be out as well. Questionable on Keon White. Questionable on Jonathan Jones. Mike Jordan, another guard. C.D. Sal, another guard, and Sione Taki, he's questionable as well. So stay tuned to some of those defensive guys and some of those offensive linemen here for the Patriots. Even though they are not that good, it is important to have some type of cohesiveness here with this offensive line with Drake May at QB. All right. Now, looking at the New York Jets here, they have struggled. All right. Ever since that win against the Patriots, they've been on a 4-game losing streak to Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Minnesota, Denver. Jets are very desperate. They made the trade for Devonta Adams, which we saw was coming for a very long time, and now we're back in the situation where we're back against the Patriots, who have struggled as well. 5-game losing streak, as you can see here. Jacksonville, Houston, Miami, San Francisco, and the Jets yet again. So this is a spot where the Jets can get right, take advantage of a very young quarterback in Drake May, and put him into some very precarious positions here because they do have the better defense, clearly. The offense is just waiting to go. You know what it is? It's Aaron Rodgers and these turnovers. They can move the football, but on certain drives, Aaron Rodgers tries to get things clicking, and then a turnover happens that really takes the heart out of everything. They're really locked in back on Breece Hall, so that's a positive. So we can get Breece Hall back and going, and you can get Aaron Rodgers that doesn't turn over the football, then you're looking at a very good team here. So this is going to be a clean sweep for me and the Jets. If the Jets lose this game, that you might as well call it a season. And why are we 2-6 and you made all these moves and you lost to the 1-6 Patriots? This is a must win. This is a complete sweep. Give me the Jets money line. Jets -7. The total is the question. I'm going to lean towards the under 41. I think the Jets defense, front 7 and corners. All right. I understand that the safeties are going to be out, but we have some decent backups here with Jalen Mills and Isaiah Oliver at that safety positions there that they can lean upon. I think they can really limit the offense of the Patriots. That's what I'm going to expect here. I'm going to go with the under on the 41, but the main play, Jets -7 and under 41. Next up here is in Paycor Stadium, Cincinnati Bengals 3-4, Philadelphia Eagles 4-2. Looking at the current odds here, we have the Bengals home favorites -145 on the money line, with the comeback of the Eagles at a +120. Point spread set at +2.5. Total set at 48. So pretty high total here between Eagles and the Bengals. For that public bet percentage, 57% of the bets, 56% of the money on the side of the Bengals. For the point spread, 71% of the bets, 83% of the money on the side of the Eagles. All right, people are looking at the Eagles with that +2.5. If you can get a 3, that definitely is a spot that you should be looking at and taking. All right. For the total points, 73% of the bets, 64% of the money towards the over 48. All right. Injury report here between these two teams. We do have a surprise on the injury report with T. Higgins. All right. T. Higgins popped up with a limited on Friday, so that could be a concern here. We got to wait on news on Sunday morning if he's going to give it a go with the quadriceps injury. Everyone else for the Bengals is going to be fine. For the Eagles, coming off a very solid win against the Giants, Mekhi Becton out, Dallas Goedert still out with that hamstring, and Byron Young here, D-tackle, is going to be out as well. All right, so for these two teams here, obviously Bengals are trying to get back on track. Beating Carolina, losing to Baltimore, then reeling off 2 back-to-back wins here against the Giants and Cleveland Browns. They've been facing a little bit lesser competition here. For the Eagles, beating the Giants. Oh, they had the same 2 opponents. Isn't that perfect? They alternated the same 2 opponents. They do have a solid win in between here against New Orleans. Got dominated by Tampa Bay when they were healthy. And just a heartbreaking loss against Atlanta. So but most of those games, when you're looking at September, were games without their number 1 and 2 wide receiver. They're going to be getting those guys back. And that's a big issue here when we're talking about the Bengals defense. All right, that's going to be the Achilles heel, because what this Bengals defense is really allowing, as you can see, they're 23rd in the league yards against. They're allowing 353 yards per game, so they're bottom 10 in the league with yards against. As you can see, they're 21st overall with passing yards against per game. That's not going to bode well when we're talking about clearly two top-tier talents at the wide receiver position in Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown. All right, that's going to be bread and butter here for Jalen Hurts. If he can get those two guys going, plus you have Saquon Barkley, who's just a monster there as well. All right, and as you can see, Bengals struggling against the run. They're 21st, bottom 10 in the league, 136 yards per game as well. So this is going to be a scary, scary game for the Bengals. If they're going to be without T. Higgins, they're going to need all the firepower they can have here going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the better team, the better weapons, the better defense is all on the side of the Eagles, and this is rightly why we have sharps and public on that point spread at plus 2.5. If I can get a 3, like I said, take it. If you want to bump it up to a 3 just to be safe, I 100% agree with that. But there is an avenue for the Eagles to get this upset. So we're going to go Eagles on the money line. Eagles plus 2.5. And I'd like the over on this total game. I think it's back and forth here. And it's going to come down in that fourth quarter. Who has the ball last? And I'm trusting the Eagles here in their offense over the Bengals in theirs. All right. So give me Eagles, like I said, money line plus 2.5 and over 48. In the AFC North here, we have the Cleveland Browns in Huntington Bank Field, 1-6, going against the Baltimore Ravens, 5-2. Looking at the current odds here, Ravens minus 450 on the money line, with the comeback of the Browns at a plus 350. Point spread set at 8.5. Total points set at 44.5. All right, public bet percentage here, 98% of the bets, 99% of the money all over the Ravens. For the point spread, 86% of the bets, 81% of the money towards the Ravens to cover this. And for the total points, we have 88% of the bets, 92% of the money towards the over 44.5. Very interesting matchup. I'm telling you this right now, this is going to be fun. All right, looking at the injury report here for the Baltimore Ravens, Rasheen Ali, their third-string running back, he's out. Marlon Humphrey, who got injured in that last game, he's going to be doubtful. Still dealing with that issue with his knee that occurred during the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. Travis Jones is questionable. Keaton Mitchell, who has 21 days here to be activated, coming off that IR. Right, he's still going to be out for this game. TJ Tampa, the young quarterback who they drafted, is going to be out. Nate Wiggins, questionable. He's kind of like trending towards not playing. He was a DNP, then a full, then a limited. That's technically trending down for the Cleveland Browns. Some guys are going to be out. Jerome Ford, that's fine. They have Nick Chubb back. All right. Ronnie Hickman, safety, out. Jordan Hicks, out. These guys were out last week. Jedrick Wills is going to be out. And Wyatt Teller is questionable, but he's trending towards playing in this game. All right. The big story here with the Cleveland Browns. All right. They actually have a chance. Okay. They actually have a chance. Jameis Winston is now the quarterback. In his one drive that occurred last week, he came onto the field and led a touchdown drive there for the Cleveland Browns, and David Njoku. All right. So this team here in the Baltimore Ravens, they have a big question mark here, and they haven't been exposed yet, but it can definitely happen with a gunslinger like Jameis Winston. Ravens struggle against quarterbacks, and Ravens struggle against wide receivers, not to mention the fact that Marlon Humphreys is going to be out, their best number one corner. So this is a glaring hole here where we're going to see either Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore, or Cedric Tillman take advantage of it, or all three. All right. So Baltimore Ravens, 30th overall, 25th in the red zone. Ravens are giving up over 300 yards passing. It's the most in the league per game, hands down. 308 yards per game, 2 TDs, clear cut. This is a very good spot, a very, very good spot for Jameis Winston. If we're looking at opposing wide receivers, this is one of the better matchups. This is the best matchup here. The only reason why the Vikings are higher is because they played on Thursday, but Ravens were the worst in the league. 31st in overall, 31st in the red zone, allowing almost 180 yards to wide receivers and almost 2 TDs as well. All right, so I'm telling you right now, Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore, and Cedric Tillman. It's pretty much Jerry Jeudy and Elijah Moore. Those two guys are in very, very good positions here with this very leaky secondary. All right, so this one here, we're going for, okay? Love the Browns plus 8.5. Give me Browns plus 8.5 all day, every day. Give me the over on the 44.5. And the Browns do have a chance here. This is an in-division matchup. They're very familiar with Lamar Jackson here, and this Browns defense is stout. All right, so if you have an offense, someone that can move the ball, and you compound it here with a very good defense from top to bottom, this really puts the Ravens in big trouble because the Browns are one of the better teams in the league that can stop the run. All right, so you're stopping Derrick Henry here, and you're forcing Lamar Jackson into some situations where he can be put in trouble. All right, if we're looking at it right now, this is a fantasy points allowed to opposing running backs. As you can see, Cleveland Browns, top 10 in the league, only 85 yards a game, 4.2 yards a carry. Those are some solid numbers there. So, that's, like I said, we're going with the Browns fully across. Browns have a chance to win. Browns plus 8.5 and the over on the 44.5. In Ford Field here, we had the Detroit Lions going up against the Tennessee Titans here, NFC versus AFC battle. Looking at the odds, minus 650 on the Lions here on the money line, coming back with the Titans at a plus 475. Point spread at 11.5, total at 45.5. All right. Public bet percentage here, 98% of the bets, 96% of the money, all over the Lions. Point spread, 91% of the bets, 96% of the money towards the Lions to cover. And for the total points, 85% of the bets, 89% of the money here on the over 45. All right. Let's look at this injury report that we have here between these two teams. We are waiting on news about Will Levis, if he's going to start in this game. Right now, he's questionable. So, as of right now, it's Mason Rudolph that's going to be the starter. If not, if they make a change, they'll be going right back to Will Levis. And hopefully he doesn't turn over the football. That has been his issue here. And obviously with that right shoulder injury that he suffered against the Miami Dolphins, diving first and landing on his shoulder, that was the main issue there. Jerome Baker, questionable. Jalen Duncan, offensive lineman, out. L'Jarius Sneed, their number one corner who they signed from the Chiefs, he's out. Q-Tag Levis, Q-Tag Tajay Spears. Cedric Gray, linebacker, he's going to be out. Tavondre Sweat and Jarvis Brownlee going to be questionable as well. For the Detroit Lions, they're only missing out Joshua Pascal, DN, and Christian Mahogany, guard. He was out last week. All right, so not that many injuries there for the Lions. Titans are dealing with some issues on both sides of the football, and the fact that they just lost DeAndre Hopkins. So it's going to be Westbrook-Akine, Calvin Ridley Jr., and a bunch of scraps there at the wide receiver position for the Titans. This is not a good spot at all for the Titans. This is going to be a complete sweep. I'm not wasting time on the Titans, especially on the road in Detroit. Yeah, we're going full sweep here. Lions on the money line. There's no need to take that. You're going to be taking the spread. So Lions, I 100% believe that they will be putting, I was going to say a crazy word. I fully trust that the Lions should cover this spread at 11.5. We're going to go with that. And the Lions, Dan Campbell, the way he plays, they will blow out teams, and they are not shy of scoring. The question will the question is, will the Titans put up points? I'm going to have to lean towards I can see this game like 36-3, and that's an under. I'm going to go with the under. All right, I see this as complete domination here. I do not believe in if Mason Rudolph is the quarterback, I do not believe that the Titans are going to be putting up points. All right, so this spot here, give me the Lions on the spread at minus 11.5 and give me the under of 45. This is a very, very bad spot here for a Titans offense that is struggling right now. Lost their number one wide receiver as well. Major question marks for the Titans. In Hard Rock Stadium, Miami Dolphins 2-4, going up against the Arizona Cardinals 3-4 here. Looking at the current odds, Dolphins home favorites minus 225 on that money line. Comeback of the Cardinals at a plus 180. Point spread set at 4.5. Total points set at 46. All right, public bet percentage here, 69% of the bets on the side of Miami, but we have the sharps here, 65% of the money on the side of the Cardinals to get this W here. For the point spread, 56% of the bets, 56% of the bets, 54% of the money on the side of Miami to cover that 4.5. So a little bit of favoritism there on for the point spread towards Miami slightly, but more of the sharps are coming in money wise on Arizona, trying to take advantage of that plus 180. Total points, 73% of the bets, 53% of the money on the side of the over 46. All right. Now, with these two guys here, Cardinals, Dolphins, injury report here. Storm Duck, cornerback, he's going to be out. Kadir Kahu is going to be out, another cornerback. Tua Tagovailoa is going to play in this game. He's back from his concussion. Got limited, then got a full on Thursday and Friday. Those are very positive signs here. And this team has been waiting, all right? Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill have been waiting very patiently here for their number one quarterback. Now, Tyreek Hill did get a DNP on Friday, so stay tuned to news for him on Sunday to make sure he's fine. Jalen Waddle is going to be fine for this game. Got limited, and then a full on Friday. So that's a positive sign there. And D tackle Zach Seiler is going to be out of this game. All right. For the Cardinals, they're dealing with some issues here. Dennis Gardeck, linebacker, he's going to be out. Roy Lopez, D tackle, he's going to be out. Sean Murphy Bunting, cornerback, he's going to be out. And Darius Robinson, D lineman, he's going to be out with calf and personal reasons. All right. So this particular matchup here, unfortunately for the Arizona, that was a much needed win going up against the Los Angeles Chargers. They're still trying to figure out their defense here. Their offense has been very up and down, but the defense has been the biggest question mark, and they were able to come through against a very physical team here in the LA Chargers and eke out a win on Monday night. All right, Dolphins obviously have been struggling without Tua Tagovailoa to get their number one QB back, and they actually have an opportunity to move that football, and it's really just been on the defense to try to keep things close, and it's just unfortunate and it's not fair. All right, this is a particular spot here where I'm fanning the public here. Public trying to get in on the Cardinals at 65% of the money. I think with Tua Tagovailoa coming back, that's a big momentum shift here. If we can get Tua to get that ball to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, everything helps there. Tua comes back, you get a better Jalen Waddle, a better Tyreek Hill, and Devin Achane comes more explosive as well, because you got to worry about the pass now. So on all facets here, Tua Tagovailoa is a huge positive. I love the over in this game of 46 points. I think both of these teams could put up points, and especially the Dolphins as well. Take the team total over on the Dolphins in this game as well. All right, so for this one here, we're going complete sweep here. Dolphins on the money line. Dolphins minus 4.5, and we're going with the over on the 46 in the total. In Raymond James Stadium here, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 4-3, going against the Atlanta Falcons 4-3 here. Looking at the current odds, Falcons on the road favorites minus 145 on the money line with the comeback of the Buccaneers at a plus 120. Point spread set at 2.5. Total points set at 46. For the public bet percentage here, 57% of the bets, 71% of the money towards the side of the Falcons. For the point spread, 62% of the bets, 75% of the money here towards the Falcons as well. And for the total points, 80% of the bets, 73% of the money towards the over 46 on the total. All right, looking at the injury report here, Falcons, they're missing some key guys here in the secondary. Justin Simmons is going to be out. Troy Anderson, their linebacker, he's going to be out still yet again. It's like 2 weeks in a row for him. We have a Q tag on Ryan Newsel, offensive lineman. And that's pretty much it for the Falcons here. So Justin Simmons being out does hurt their secondary. Buccaneers are dealing with major issues on the offensive side of the ball. No Chris Godwin, no Mike Evans for the offense here. No Tyke Smith, who they lost in the secondary with a concussion last week. Their rookie, and Greg Gaines, D tackle, he's going to be out as well. So major outs here for the Buccaneers. All right, they're going to be down to their rookie wide receiver and backup wide receivers here. That's Jalen McMillan, that's Trey Palmer, who they drafted last year, and it's going to be Sterling Shepard. All right, so definitely a downgrade in weapons. So Falcons secondary is going to be in a little bit of a better spot here, but that is the weakness on both of these teams here. For the Buccaneers, we saw what the Ravens were able to do to their secondary. That's why the Buccaneers are giving up 31st overall ranked and 32nd in the red zone to opposing QBs here. So it's a very good spot for Kirk Cousins. The Buccaneers are giving up over 271 yards and 1.6 TDs per game to opposing quarterbacks. So like I said, Kirk Cousins in a very good spot. If we're looking at what the Buccaneers are giving up against the run as well, all right, this bodes well for Bijan Robinson. Buccaneers are giving up 92 yards a game, but the key is yards per carry. They're giving up 5.3 yards per carry, so there's upside here for Bijan and Tyler Algier to really put the hammer down on this D-line of the Buccaneers. All right, so if we're going with a winner here, I think it's going to be clearly on the Falcons side of the ball. I do believe that the Falcons can keep up pace and keep the game close and put up points. So the over I definitely like because the Falcons secondary is an issue as well. So give me the over on the 46 for this one. Clear cut, we're going with money line of the Falcons, and the 2.5. I like that better than the 3. All right, so we're getting 2.5. If they win by a field goal, absolutely perfect. That's what you want to see here. So it's a complete sweep. Falcons on the money line. Falcons to cover the spread and the over of 46. In Everbank Stadium here, Jacksonville Jaguars 2-5, going against the Green Bay Packers 5-2. Looking at the current odds here, we have the Packers on the road as road favorites, minus 210 on the money line with the comeback of the Jaguars at a plus 170. Point spread set at 4. Total points at 49.5. For the public bet percentage here, 95% of the bets, 98% of the money on the side of Green Bay. For the point spread, 86% of the bets, 66% of the money on the side of Green Bay to cover that 4. And for the total points, 70% of the bets and 69% of the money towards the over 49.5. Looking at this injury report here for the Jaguars, everyone seems to be fine except for Mason Smith. He did not practice on Friday. He's most likely going to be out of this game. No indicator on Wednesday and Thursday, and a DNP on Friday. He's trending towards being out. Everyone else looks to be fine here, but definitely stay tuned to news if there's going to be some late ins or outs. It's looking like Travis Etienne will play as well. It's going to be a 1-2 punch between him and Tank Bigsby. All right. For the Green Bay Packers here, Corey Ballantyne, nickel corner here, is going to be doubtful in this game. Josh Myers, center, he's questionable. Quay Walker, linebacker, questionable, most likely playing. And Devontae Wyatt, D tackle, he's questionable, most likely playing as well. All right, so not many key injuries here between these two teams, but just this is a big mismatch. If we're talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars, they should be happy that they got a big win over in London. They got their behinds kicked in Chicago, and now we're talking about a situation here where they handled the New England Patriots, but now are going up against a very talented offense here in the Green Bay Packers. I can see something very similar to what we saw in that Chicago game in this one here against the Green Bay Packers. All right, so this is a very scary matchup for them. How can this Jaguars defense handle all the weapons that the Green Bay Packers have? All right, looking at fantasy points allowed to opposing quarterbacks, Jacksonville Jaguars 32nd overall, 28th in the red zone. They're giving up 285 yards passing and 2.3 TDs per game. So absolutely big performances here that they have been giving up. So Jordan Love is in a very good spot. And obviously to go hand in hand with that, They are 30th against wide receivers, giving up 177 yards and 1.3 TDs per game. So all the weapons that the Green Bay Packers have are in very positive spots. Jacksonville Jaguars struggle against quarterbacks and wide receivers. If the Jacksonville Jaguars want to keep up pace and try to keep this close, the only way is to run the ball on the Green Bay Packers. All right, it hasn't been gashing, but this has been the weakness. All right, 94 yards total per game, 4.6 yards to carry. So almost at 5 yards to carry there. They have the weapons to do so with Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne. If they want to implement this run game, that's going to be very important so they can get really acclimated here with Trevor Lawrence so you get in the flow of things, all right? But this is just an ugly spot here. I do not trust the Jacksonville Jaguars coming back from London there. Could be a little bit of some little jet lag here coming into this game. It's being 2 weeks over there. So give me the Packers in a complete sweep. Packers on the money line. Packers -4, and I love the over 49.5 total points. The Packers could be pouring on this offense frequently in this game. In NRG Stadium here, Houston Texans 5-2 going up against the Indianapolis Colts here 4-3. Looking at the current odds here, Texans -250 on that money line with the comeback of the Colts at a +200. Point spread set at 5. Total points set at 45.5. Public bet percentage here, 94% of the bets, 95% of the money all over the Texans. For the point spread, 81% of the bets, 84% of the money towards the Houston Texans to cover the 5. And for the total points, 78% of the bets, 65% of the money towards the over 45.5. Looking at this injury report here for the Colts and Texans, Jannard Avery, he's going to be out DN. DeForest Buckner, he's going to be questionable in this game to play. He's been out for the majority of the season. Jalen Carles, he's going to be out, linebacker. As we go further down, Michael Pittman did get a full practice in on Thursday, didn't practice Wednesday or Friday, so stay tuned to news for him. Similar to Braden Smith, the tackle. He did the same thing Michael Pittman did. Stay tuned to him if he's going to play on Sunday. And then Grover Stewart is trending towards being out. He had a DNP on Friday. And positive news for the Colts here. Jonathan Taylor will most likely be back here for the Colts here between him, Tyler Goodson, and Trey Sermon. All right, Houston Texans. Azeez Al-Shaair has been out for a couple weeks. He's going to be out yet again with that knee issue. Looking at Henry Totu, their linebacker, concussion. He's trending towards playing. He had limited work on Wednesday and Friday. That's positive right there. Jimmy Ward is going to be out of this game. All right, so that's 2 weeks in a row. He's going to be out as well. All right, so for this in-division matchup here, AFC South battle between the Colts and the Texans. Colts coming off a 2-game winning streak here. We have the Tennessee Titans and Miami Dolphins. They took advantage of right there. Texans, 3-game winning streak, and then a heartbreaking loss to the Green Bay Packers in the final drive. So a little bit of motivated spot here, coming back home against a division rival. All right. So looking at this one here, a major key component is going to be the run game, all right? That's where I think this game is going to go. When you're looking at Anthony Richardson and the Colts, they're going to run the ball on Shane Steichen and work around the run. And what we've seen with the Houston Texans is that they are not shy of absolutely feeding Joe Mixon in the run game. And the issue with the Indianapolis Colts, they haven't been giving up touchdowns, but they've given up a ton of yards to opposing running backs. 125 yards a game to opposing running backs, 4.4 yards a carry, and the Texans have no issue of doing that with Joe Mixon. They're going to feed him like a bell cow, and as long as they're moving the chains, that is a major problem for the Colts defense because you got to deal with Tank Dell and you got to deal with Stephon Diggs at wide receiver, not to mention Dalton Schultz at the tight end. So those are major 2 positive points there for the Texans that I'm leading towards. And for the Colts, they struggle against opposing quarterbacks. If you're giving up the run game, that opens up things for the quarterback. And the Colts are 22nd overall against opposing QBs and 29th in the red zone. They're giving up the touchdowns through the air. So this is a very good spot here, like I said, for Dalton Schultz, Stephon Diggs, and Tank Dell. All right, so I do think that this game is going to be close. As a division matchup here between the Colts and Texans. They usually play each other very tight. So the value on this particular play will be the Colts +5. So I'm going to give it to you like this, all right? Texans will and most likely will win the game here. Give me them on a -250. The point spread, the value is with the Colts. This is an in-division matchup here. Colts have a solid, they have a better defense. They have an okay defense. It's a prime factor that DeForest Buckner is back and Kwity Paye as well. And that's why I like the Colts to keep this close. So love the value on the +5. And if we're going with the total, I'm looking at more of a running game here on the Colts side and Texans. Give me the under on the 45.5 with the total, all right? So thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's debate about who we think is going to win. Do you agree? Do you disagree? We can definitely talk about that down below in the comment section. Guys, remember, sign up for that Patreon. That link is provided down below in the description section. You're going to get access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. This your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out.